Hello everyone, welcome to The Modern Spiritualist. My name is Raheem. Today I'm going to talk about just a little bit about me and my story and how I learned how to manifest and how I came to this work and sort of my journey through some of that. I'm going to make it pretty brief because I'm going to make this sort of a multi-series thing about basically me, what I do, how I got here, what my manifestation program looks like, and all that jazz. So this will be progressive. But I do want to start with how I got here, specifically from the start of my manifestation journey to now, to present time. And it's been a journey of maybe 4 or 5 years. And I discovered manifestation through my best friend, who his spiritual name literally means the manifester, basically. And so I had that I had that as an example in my life. And he was active. He knew, the writers, the coaches, everything that was kind of important to know in that world. And he knew a lot of the techniques and protocols. And it was entirely self-motivated. Like, he just did this for himself because he was interested in it and he was good at it. And it was really fascinating to me at first because I really didn't know a lot about it. He gave me some YouTube videos to check out, some writers to check out. My favorite being, I would say, Joseph Eli and Neville Goddard. Those are the hard hitters for me. And then he also, I think the first thing I read was actually The Secret, which I have a lot of complaints about. And but it's also like the most famous one. I think The Secret is kind of where all the law of attraction sort of culture came out of. And when I read it initially, I noticed that I actually had the same issues with it that I have now. And so even now, as I look back at my early manifestation years, I realized that I was basically always aligned with where I am now. And so the more that I've learned about manifestation through trial and error and actually seeing results of these efforts and really fully energetically coming into the understanding through all of my work of how to manifest and what it means to manifest and what the manifested world is, the more I realized I kind of always knew. And so my problem with The Secret is sort of a shallowness, for one thing, of like, you want to lose weight, you want money, you want whatever, you just say the affirmations, and because of some real it's not like The Secret's incorrect, it's that it's just incorrect enough to be problematic because it works, right? It's sort of the attitude that's wrong. You can manifest anything. Yeah, sure, you can, and all you have to do is say some magic words and fully believe in whatever, and you can have it. And it doesn't really go deep enough into there is a spiritual element of this, of like, yes, you are loved by your creator. Yes, that's true. And it's a responsibility also. Manifesting is a responsibility. Choosing to show up and be present as a human being with power is a responsibility. And you have a responsibility because you have a human body, right? You have power and responsibility. And even choosing not to use your power, choosing to be stagnant and not do anything is an abuse of power as a human being, because you are a sovereign human with power. And that is the really fundamental important thing to understand about manifestation, is yes, it's a gift. Yes, you can get the things that you want. Yes, they can be things like money and weight loss. Those, number one, aren't necessarily superficial things, right? Money is linked to survival. Weight loss is linked to value and how you see yourself and worth and all of that stuff. And so I'm not downgrading your desires. However, you're not manifesting weight loss, right? For instance, for the sake of weight loss. You are manifesting weight loss because you want to come into deeper self-love, deeper self-appreciation, deeper self-worth, deeper self-mastery, deeper self-value. You want to be able to see yourself as the person that you want to be when you look in the mirror. And that is the real value, is not only can you show up for yourself, but in showing up for yourself, can you set an example for others? And that is part of that responsibility. You don't necessarily have to take things on your shoulders that aren't yours to take. You do need to be very careful about your choices, what you're manifesting, and what you're manifesting them for. Why are you manifesting the things that you want to manifest? You need to look at your intentions, right? Intention is the real key. And clear intention does not come out of a lack of self-awareness, right? You really need to be aware of yourself to notice why you want the things that you want in order to gain that clarity. And if you're just sort of doing this sort of affirmation, copy pasting, whatever to escape discomfort, you're not manifesting. And so the reason why I'm launching into this lecture about that, because, you know, I don't like to complain in general, you know. The secret works for some people. I'm not saying it's like a bad protocol altogether or that it's evil in any way. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are problems with it. There are better ways to do this. And what I do is, in part, sort of with the intention of solving the holes in the manifestation protocols that I see in the world, right? And the secret being the biggest one. That's what I'm bringing to the forefront here, because if you know manifestation, you probably know what the secret is, many of you, right? And so here's my problem with the secret and the bigger law of attraction grouping is that, you know, the consciousness around it, is very, very centralized around feeling good and tapping into that frequency of feeling good to get what you want. And it's just lacking in substance. And that's not what we want. We want reality, we want substance, we want to be able to fully, effectively manifest in the world so that we can be effective people in the world, so that we can live our soul's purpose and create things that have heart and meaning in the world. This is not just to escape discomfort or to escape our own lack of self-value, you know, escape feeling that or whatever. This is about true self-love, true transformation, true ability to create change, and then to bring the things that you want into the world. And so what I noticed reading The Secret when I first got into manifestation is that problem right there, that it was lacking substance. And then, of course, I did try to manifest using the protocol because I had nothing else. I tried to manifest using the protocol from The Secret. I tried to manifest using the protocol from like other YouTubers and writers that I knew. And running into problems that I, you know, often see my clients initially run into. You know, a big thing for me was scarcity and money, and, you know, trying to manifest money and failing miserably at manifesting money and wondering what was going on. Why couldn't I get money? Why did I have this huge block? You know, if it's supposed to work, why didn't it work for me? You know, and for one, there are no magical solutions. I mean, everything is magic, right? And there's a cause and effect to everything. And if you're thinking about the big grand thing all the time, how to get to the big grand thing, how to be in the big grand thing, you're not actually in reality, which is, you know, more of a stepping stone effect. You know, being grounded in your being is being open and receptive to the fact that things are happening on all levels all the time, and you don't have to be everywhere at once, just be here now, right? And often that chasing the grand thing comes out of the desire to escape discomfort, you know, or fear, or lack of security. Waiting for the savior to come in and change your life, right? Here's the thing, the savior is you. The savior is you. And so, you know, in terms of like getting that fishing line out, right, into this pool of manifestation, of whatever you want to call it, whatever you're trying to bring into your life, you know, you are the person casting, you're also the fishing pole, you're also the fish, you know, you are everything. And so nothing can happen without your free will and intent. And so it's all about intent. And real intent comes out of real motivation. And most of our motivations are unconscious to us because they come out of trauma, because of where we are in our culture right now. And so if you don't look at that, if you don't look at the motivation behind all those things, you're manifesting on false pretenses, not based on your true desires, the true needs of your soul and your soul's purpose in this lifetime, right? You're manifesting out of something that's not even really real, because your trauma in the present context is just a story. Like, yes, things happen to you. They're not happening to you now. The things that happen to you are not a measure of your value or worth as a human being. They just happened. They're trauma. They shouldn't have happened. They happened. Okay, so now here you are with that bag of shit that is also manifesting things, because you are, you know, wired, you know, your trauma wires certain things into you. Your trauma responses are wired into your body and mind. And what my process does, what my manifestation protocol through my program, my 8-week program does, is it teaches you how to unwire that trauma, which frees up your access so that you can actually be aware of the things that you truly want to manifest, and then you get the protocol to begin manifesting them, which is a lot more than just copying and pasting an affirmation over the shit that you already have, you know? And so, I mean, the thing about true manifestation, true lasting change and transformation in your life is that you cannot, because most of us are born in our contemporary lives without a working cosmology. I mean, like, yes, we're born into certain religions sometimes, or like whatever, which, you know, is problematic in its own way. I mean, we really receive like a hodgepodge of like different belief systems in accordance with the systems we're brought into. So like if you're raised Christian and then you go to a secular school, now you've got two systems piled one on top of the other, and you're trying to make decisions based on those two different systems, and that just keeps growing from there, right? Of these sort of different systems at play: your religious system, your institution, your parental system, your family system, your school system, your work system later in life, all of these different systems adding different types of pressures to your mind and how you perceive reality. And none of them are true necessarily, they're all just systems, right? And those systems are determining the quality of your reality until you learn how to see systems for systems and then take a step back from the system. Right, but because we're inundated with all these different systems telling us all these things about reality that are probably not true, at least not true for us, mostly, right? You get to pick what's true and not true for you based on your soul and how you feel. And so eventually you reach a time in your life where you see the system as a system and you realize what you can take from it and what you need to leave behind. But as children, we're just absorbing all of it. And so eventually you reach a point where you need to clear that out. If you don't clear it out and then you're trying to add your manifestation system on top of that, or your new belief system as an adult, or whatever, you know, you've chosen to believe, without dealing with the underbelly of all this different crap that's still there, it hasn't been cleared out, then you're not actually manifesting, because you're just piling stuff on top of other stuff. I hope that makes sense, right? You've got your new system, you've got the old system here, though, still online, and the old belief system, the oldest belief system, is always going to win. Because it's the oldest. It's just had the longest time to establish roots, right? It's just cause and effect. It's the laws of physics. Energy laws of physics. And so you have to uproot the old system and then bring the new system online. And that's what I do. And that's the difference, right? Other people, they don't uproot the old system because it's work. And it's hard and it hurts. You have to face stuff. You have to be aware of your trauma. You have to move through the trauma. You have to feel that pain to get through it, right? You have to actually do work. And everyone wants the magical copy and paste sparkly solution. They don't want what actually works, because it's work, okay? And so my ideal client is somebody that is willing to show up for themselves consistently, to love themselves, to be aware, to be in discomfort, and to get actual, true, lasting change out of their lives. And it is about your free will and your intent, and nobody can do that for you. I can give you the tools, you have to do it, right? And so this is where we are, this is where I've come from. This was the problem that I saw. And so I'm trying to manifest, right? 4 or 5 years ago, I'm early in my manifestation years. I read The Secret, I read the books, I did all the stuff. I tried the protocols, I did them daily. I got really creative with them as well, and actually started to see some results finally. When I started being really creative about my process is when things started to work. And that's what I realized, because I am creating, I must know something about this. There must be something here, like a skill to hone, something, magical. And so the more I honed it, the better I got at it. The more I sort of started myth busting what I was reading and just doing my own protocol, doing my own thing, the better I got at it. And through that course of work, I eventually found shamanism, and the shamanic healing path is what actually allowed me to clear out the shit I needed to clear out, to see myself accurately, to see reality as accurately as I could, and then to be able to actually manifest from a new place, because I was a new person. And so all of the healing work that I have learned through various disciplines, the core being shamanism, informs my manifestation protocol. So it's not just manifestation, vision, get the stuff you want. It's also, how do we be better humans for ourselves, so we can show up in our personal space, in our personal relationships, in our greater community relationships, and then ultimately globally, as a human family. I know the potential of this work because I changed, and I've seen other people change so fully and completely literally from me being absolutely miserable on the verge of wanting to kill myself, being on the verge of doing it, to really being fully present and showing up in my life, happy to do it every single day, because I fell in love with myself, and I fell in love with life again, and I fell in love with my path. And so it's possible, and if it's possible for me, it's possible for everyone else too. We're all human beings, right? We all have the same access to spirit, and to the human spirit, ultimately. So I know the power of this work. It is the most important thing in my life to me. And if it wasn't for the other work, the spiritual work, I'm a Muslim too, I'm a Sufi. And so if it wasn't for that path, if it wasn't for my shamanic path, if it wasn't for all the different ways that I pursued healings and chose to be clever and chose to show up even though it was hard and chose life even when I really didn't want to choose my own life, if it wasn't for all those things, I wouldn't be where I am today. This protocol wouldn't be what it is, but it is because I busted ass, I worked hard, and over the course of 4 or 5 years, I reached a certain point of personal mastery that I'm now able to share this. And it works. I can speak for it, my clients can speak for it, and I want everybody that's really willing and wants this, that like truly wants to be the change that they want to see in the world, I encourage you to work with me, because this is it for me. I believe that this could change the world. But we have to care. As individuals, we all have to individually care about our lives and care about humanity and care about fulfillment and joy and happiness and getting us as a society and a culture and a globe to a better place, right? All of this matters, and that's what this is really about. Okay, so that is how I learned to manifest. And within the coming weeks, I definitely want to begin to sort of underline the program specifically, what you can expect from it, what I've gotten out of it, what this protocol comes out of, and what it can do for you, what we'll see moving forward. So thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see the next video, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you, bye.